I am a social emotional counselor at GAR High School. I work in the Wellness Center, and I've been working here for the past 2 years. I've been in education for 15 years, and I've worked as a counselor for the past 6. Official title is mental health professional.
My name is Harley, and I go to Cerritos College. Currently, I'm trying to work towards a bachelor's degree while transferring.
I'm Leslie Ayala, and I am a grade 11 student at GAR High School.
My name is Moises Llamas. I'm 17 years old, and I go to GAR High School.
So discrimination is the act or behavior from a perceived negative judgment, feeling or thought about someone. Usually the discriminatory act makes the other person feel less worthy or incompetent.
In my terms, I think discrimination is when someone ignorant or racist thinks negatively towards a populace or a group or a race, for example.
I would define discrimination as an unjust treatment of one group versus another.
I define discrimination as treating somebody differently based off, who they are, whether it's their gender or their race.
I was discriminated against by my peers. I grew up in a very poor family, and I wasn't able to afford the cool Converse shoes or the JanSport backpacks that were super trendy. I work at a sailing center where we fix and repair boats, and I work with mostly men. And I've been told that I can't do certain jobs because the jobs are too heavy for a woman to do, or that's not women's work, that you can't, saw something down or things like that.
Plenty of times before in the past, being Asian, I would be in math class, for example, and someone would be like, "Hey, you, can you help me out with my math? Show me this." And I would be easily pointed out just because of my race. And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm not really so good at this." And he would insist. And ironically, I'm not so good at math.
I've been a recipient of discrimination maybe once or twice, but it didn't really matter to me.
There has been times where I have been discriminated. There's probably been some times where I have, but I just didn't notice. But there's been other times, especially when I was a kid, I've been treated differently.
Unfortunately, I have seen discrimination at GAR. I have seen discrimination with socioeconomic status, like I felt when I was in school. I've also seen it against relationships within same-sex couples. I've also seen discrimination against students with learning disabilities. So unfortunately, I have seen discrimination against at GAR.
I've observed it not frequently, maybe some rare times, but it's just verbal comments, like here and there.
There's been a couple of times where I've seen teachers treat a student differently because of, the race or, the thing that they believe in.
There's a lot of things happening to help prevent discrimination on campus. The admin and us in the Wellness Center and teachers, we are all collaborating to try to promote equity and inclusion and empathy on campus. Some things that you can do to help prevent discrimination is to not be part of it. That's like the number one. So if you see a group of students that are joining in, kind of making fun of somebody because of something that they can't control, that is a form of discrimination. So if you stand strong and you say, you know what, I'm not going to join into that, I'm not going to be a part of it, then that's going to show other people to not join into it. And hopefully you just kind of start a ripple effect. So that's something, like one of the number one things that you can do to help kibosh discrimination on campus.
We prevent discrimination by just educating ourselves and treating everyone equal. The staff, they really put in our minds that we should treat everybody just the way we should be treated.
I feel like they haven't done enough. There has been rallies where they talk about, the way we have to treat others, the way we want to be treated, but from the way teachers treat their students, I feel like they haven't done enough. I feel like we should teach the teachers, what it means to respect students based off, their gender or their race, because that's something that the students learn from the teachers. So if we teach the teachers how to do it, the students will learn from it as well.
Recently, we had all the leaders on campus, all the youth leaders on campus come together, and we did an equity symposium. The leaders being all the athletic leaders, all the club leaders, ASB. We had about 100 students come together to talk about equity issues and discriminatory practices on campus, and the students decided to come up with different programs and different ways to help address these issues.